The college football playoff at the Allstate Sugar Bowl between number 4 Alabama and number 1 Clemson at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans, Louisiana.
New Orleans.
Monday, January 1st. Dabo Swinney. He says all the right things, and his team is ready to go. The defending national
Pizza party
champs.
this year for them? They had a pizza party last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Pizza party, pizza party.
He promised a pizza party if they made the playoff. That he did it. He held through, and he said no pizza party this year.
The defending national champs will stop into this game ready to show off their Watson-less offense because Kelly Bryant has been a fair enough replacement. He had 2,600 yards passing. They've got a running back with 700 yards in Travis Etienne and 2 more 600-yard backs, Tavian Feaster, and again, Kelly Bryant.
Kelly Bryant's been a capable fill-in for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Defensively, Clemson, not quite as stout as they were last season, but overall, I think you're going to see a lot of interceptions in this game. I'm not a big fan of Alabama this year, so I have Clemson Tigers winning this one by a score of 41-27.
This is the third straight year, actually, that Alabama and Clemson have faced off in the college football playoffs. Past 2 years, these teams matched up in the national championship game, with each team taking one of those. This year, it's the semifinals, so a little bit different. Years past, Alabama has been a totally dominant team throughout the regular season. You just mentioned that Alabama, not quite the same this year. It hasn't seemed like, at least. They started the season 11-0, yeah. They climbed up to number 1 in the rankings, yeah. But their schedule really lacked a lot of the ranked teams in it. The past few years, it's been stacked with a lot of ranked teams, a lot of top 10 teams. This year, not so much. 3 wins against ranked teams. The first one, the first game of the season against number 3 Florida State. And we saw what happened to Florida State the rest of the year. They finished 6-6 and barely made a bowl game.
They bad.
They're not that good.
They shouldn't have even gotten into that bowl game.
No, yeah, we talked about that as well. There was a lot of stipulations that people said they should. Anyway, that's a whole other. That's a different team. We're talking about Alabama. They had 2 other ranked wins against number 19 LSU and number 16 Mississippi State. Those were in back-to-back weeks, but it's hardly a murderer's row there. They were dominated in the Iron Bowl by their rival Auburn in a game that wasn't even as close as the final score might say. 26-14 was that final. It wasn't even that close. So that's the last bitter taste that Crimson Tide and the Tide fans all have tasted for the past long month of December, waiting for this college football playoff game. Nick Saban doesn't really have the experience of losing his final game, so people will say he doesn't know what to do, but he's freaking Nick Saban. He's one of the top coaches in all of college football history, maybe the best college football coach in history. So I think he knows what to do. He knows how to get his team ready for, I'm going to trademark this phrase, the 3-match. Not a rematch. It's a 3-match.
What about the 3-peat?
Well, it's just not a 3-peat because you didn't win all 3 times. So it's a 3-match.
So it's a rematch, and it's the third time.
Third time, so it's a 3-match.
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Isn't this called a rubber bowl?
Sure.
Rubber match?
Whatever.
Rubber match.
Jalen Hurts and his creepily stoic face. Have you ever noticed he never has any emotion on his face?
And that's what you want in a quarterback.
It's creepy, man. It's really creepy.
It's like Nick Saban.
He's going to have one of his best games to beat this Clemson defense. You said they're not that great. I still think they're a really good defense.
Yeah, I mean, they have high turnover potential. Just depends which defense shows up.
Right. I think they're kind of like the Tide defense in the past couple of years, but the Crimson Tide has not played as great this year, I just said. So Jalen Hurts has a lot of tools. He can run the ball. He can pass the ball, but he doesn't really showcase a lot of those talents. He just likes to turn around and hand it off to a great pair of running backs, Damian Harris and Bo Scarborough, as well as Hurts has 768 rushing yards of himself.
Your words are just so good. Such good words right now. Wrap it up.
He's got to pass the ball better in this one. That's really what I'm getting down to. Calvin Ridley, 55 catches on the season for 896 yards. The next highest pass catcher on the team is 14. So 55. Number 2 was 14 by Bo Scarborough, the running back. And then 3 other guys had 13 receptions. The second yardage leader, Jerry Jeudy, 244 yards. So 650 yards less than Calvin Ridley. So very one-dimensional offense. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Pass the ball to Calvin Ridley. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Pass the ball to Calvin Ridley. That's really all I got. So it's going to have to be a full team effort for Alabama to beat Clemson. I think Clemson wins the 3-match and goes 2-1 against Alabama.
So we're in agreement.
Clemson wins
The college football playoff Allstate Sugar Bowl.